everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and today we've got a couple of projects to look at. Both of them are restaurants. As you know, with the 1.8 update we got, they added restaurants, and so the first thing I did when the update came out is we added this restaurant here, which I wanted to do sort of like this elevated restaurant in the sky, and I wanted to name it after one of the machines in Horizon Zero Dawn, the Snap Maw, which is sort of like a kind of alligator crocodile looking machine. If you don't know, all the machines in Horizon Zero Dawn are kind of based off real animals. And I was like, well, this would be a really cool idea. And then I was looking at one of the Australia wall art pieces, like one of the prefabs, and I was like, you know what? It actually kind of looks like a Snap Maw a little bit. So that's this restaurant here. But then after a while, I was thinking about it. I was like, well, an elevated restaurant, kind of a restaurant in the sky, doesn't really make sense for a Snap Maw. So I was like, what other animals are there? Or what other machines are there in Horizon Zero Dawn? And I was like, well, the Stormbird would be perfect. The Stormbird is kind of like an eagle or hawk kind of animal. So I made my own custom wall art here with the Australia pieces, and I think it turned out pretty good. I think it makes more sense when we get into the real-time gameplay. You'll see the kind of elevated parts of the restaurant. There's also an interior as well, but yeah, I took the the elevators we did at the kind of front of the park. It's the center of the park, but kind of the entrance. I took one of those towers and made another elevator out of it, and then we have like this big elevated like seating area. Kind of cool thing with the tables with the restaurants is they don't require paths like the picnic tables or benches and all that stuff. So you can make them float in the air if you want to. So I just kind of took that idea, put a platform under it, and I think it looks pretty good. This part of the sign, I was thinking I wanted to do like some kind of background behind the words, and I didn't really like it. Thought it looked kind of stupid, so I ended up just removing it. But I think I changed the letters back to, I don't know, it wasn't working for me, so I ended up just changing it back. But yeah, so I changed this to Stormbirds, and oh yeah, I was looking for that like seagull, because I was like, well, that'd make a nice little mini version of the Stormbird, but it's not flexi color. So I was like, well, I can't use this because it just looks like a seagull. So that didn't work. But yeah, we changed this to Stormbirds. I saved the Snap Maw cafe sign that I made, and actually started a second restaurant, because I was like, well, I really like this concept of kind of naming things after the machines in Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't think of that sooner. And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna do a Snap Maw cafe. It's like kind of an alligator-like machine. I want to make it in like a dark, swampy kind of area. So that I don't think is in the time lapse, but we'll take a look at that obviously in the real-time gameplay. I think most of this time lapse was me just kind of cleaning up and adding more details around the Stormbird Cafe. Actually, it's not Stormbird Cafe, it's just Stormbirds. I was like, well, we have this big tower right there. So I put the Stormbird sign, so at nighttime it looks pretty cool. You can see the Stormbird light off in the distance, but... oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, this is the start of the swamp. It was like, it would be cool to have, instead of doing like a bridged path over it, kind of have more of like an elevated terrain that just kind of goes over top of the swamp a little bit. So that's what that is. And then you've got like the water surrounding it, and it's actually pretty cool. There's tunnels that go under two of the paths, and the alligators, they can actually, or I should say crocodiles. We put the crocodiles in here. They can actually swim under it because, you know, they can swim underwater. I just thought it was a good addition, even though we had the crocodiles before and we swapped them out for the alligators when the North America pack came out. I was like, well, if we're gonna do Snap Maw, let's put the crocodiles back in. We could have put the restaurant over where the alligators are, but that area is already kind of finished and really fully developed, so there's not a lot of room to add like a whole restaurant. Plus, I really wanted to go with like this kind of dark, swampy area, so that really meant I had to just do it in a completely new area, but that's fine because obviously that expands the zoo and all that stuff. Also decided to use the kind of grimy looking green water here because, again, with like a swamp thing, I just felt like that made more sense. But yeah, I think this does it for the time lapse. So let's go ahead and we'll jump into the real-time gameplay. All right, and here we are. Here's the completed Stormbirds restaurant, if you will. I decided not to call it like cafe because we've got the Snap Maw Cafe. I just felt like there was too many cafes, so this is just Stormbirds. But yeah, I did more of like these little market stalls around the outside just to kind of fill up the space. Also using the new boxless shops, so I think that works really well. Also added more of those in other places around the zoo. We talked about that in the last episode when we were anticipating the boxless shops. But yeah, so we've got this nice little like seating area, outside seating area here. And then the guests can walk in here. So there's the indoor seating spot. So if you haven't seen the restaurants, the guests walk in here, they take their order from here, and then they walk in over here. This part is just like the little box part, kind of like the restaurants we had in Planet Coaster. But yeah, so the guests walk here, and then they don't actually walk out to the tables. They just kind of spawn at a table. So that's why you don't technically need a path for them. So there's no path under here. This is just, I just used the flat roof piece as the floor. But yeah, just decorated with some of the new pieces from the Europe DLC because I thought they kind of fit with the theme. I might change these flags. I went with those flags because it was the Snap Maw, but I don't know. We could probably keep it. I tried to also make a little mini version of that sign on the outside of the building. I don't know. It looks, I guess, from far away, like you can kind of see that it's supposed to be a bird. Another idea I had, which I haven't gotten around to doing yet, I was like, I should grab like screenshots from Horizon Zero Dawn and import them and use them as like wall art, you know? So what I'll probably do is I'll go fight a couple Stormbirds in Horizon Zero Dawn, grab some screenshots, and then use those as like I said, like wall art. I think that would be pretty cool. Kind of two ideas I got out of restaurants that I'm surprised I didn't think about earlier. One, using, like I said, the Australia wall art pieces, and then using screenshots from Horizon Zero Dawn. Why haven't I done that yet? So yeah, this is Stormbirds, and then I mentioned the elevator. So what this does, obviously not functional. I grabbed one of these towers, so you can see those two are there. I just grabbed another one, and then we put an elevated seating area up here. Now, to link the tables to the restaurant, there is a distance. It's 99 feet. So the restaurant's down here. This is pretty much as far away as you can make them. And it's 99 feet, kind of 360 degrees. So you can really put them anywhere as long as it's within 99 feet of the restaurant. But I also actually made a little elevator. So you got the little I don't know what the actual part of the elevator that you stand in is called. Maybe that's the elevator. I don't know. But yeah, so I did that. We've got like all the chains and pulleys and everything. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And then here you can see there's the Stormbird on the side, which I think looks really cool at nighttime. And I've got it on both sides, so if you're like a guest somewhere down here, maybe, you know, you see it from far away and you're like, oh, that's Stormbird restaurant, let's go eat there. Because I'm sure that's probably what the guests are thinking. And then yeah, let's move over to Snap Mall Cafe. So the habitat is not done. I haven't done anything with that. Most that my time so far has been spent just working on the cafe. But I wanted it to be like, you know, it's a swampy area. I wanted it to be like this dark, kind of grimy looking space. So here is the new, well, I guess it's not new, but reused Snap Mall Cafe sign. I wanted it to like just kind of look like it was hanging off by like ropes, and you've got vines growing everywhere. Also made a custom menu board here. So there's an actual, that's what the Snap Malls are in Horizon Zero Dawn, just in case you haven't seen them. But yeah, this is the like elevated like path area that I was talking about. I used the wood planks to give it a little bit more of a rustic kind of feel. I really like how that turned out. And then the guests go back here to get to the restaurant. I use some of the mist effects too, which really adds to it. And honestly, we'll look at it at nighttime, because that's when it like really, you get that like swampy feel. But yeah, so I made this like little wooden shack that just, I don't know, I think it really fits with like a swamp theme. Another thing I did is I used like these like branch pieces for the like walkway, and I was like, well, maybe it's just like really old and it's not suitable for walking anymore, so they had to place all these wooden planks around so that the guests can actually walk on it. So that's why we have those planks there. I also decided to leave the kitchen open. I thought that would be cool, as like the guests are walking this way, like they immediately see the kitchen, and then they, you know, just head out over this way to place their order. And then again, the seating areas, like I mentioned, they don't require paths, so it allows a little extra creative freedom. Also, you can place them inside habitats. These tables are technically inside the habitat barrier, so again, more creative freedom there, which is super cool. But yeah, just made these like really rustic looking like little seating areas. We've got one on each side here. Just think it looks super cool with the mist effect. But yeah, let's look at it at not quite nighttime, almost nighttime. There we go. So it's not quite morning. Got a little bit of the light coming through on the sky, but yeah, I just think it looks really cool. I love this spot. I think this is like one of the maybe coolest things I've built in this game, just because it has that, like I said, swampy feel. And then of course the weeping willows really help with that as well, and then the mist effect. But yeah, super happy with how this area turned out. I also love these new candles that we got with the Europe DLC. And yeah, we do have the alligators in here, so they're already, or I keep calling them alligators. They're the saltwater crocodiles. Alligators are in the other part. Is he about to go under the tunnel? It might be. No, he's just gonna swim there. Oh, now he goes. But yeah, so there you go. You can see the tunnel here, and oh, I need to extend those supports there. But yeah, we have, like I talked about, these tunnels that go under the path there and over here. So the alligator, I did it again. Crocodiles can get to either part of the thing, although it's not complete, so they can escape. As you can see, that one just did. So That's probably the next thing we'll work on, is actually like finishing up the habitat so that they can't get out. I haven't added any like feeders or enrichment items or anything, but all right, well, there you go, everybody. There's our new, like I said, crocodile habitat, the Stormbirds restaurant, and the Snapmaw Cafe. Hope you're excited about them. Definitely going to start doing more of the signs using the Australia sign pieces, because I think that's just a really fun idea. But yeah, so as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.